Good afternoon, everybody. Dave Putz here from JKP Holdings. Alongside me, as always, Mr. Nathan Turner. How are you,
Good
man?
morning to you. Very good. Very good.
Good afternoon. So I'm glad we could connect for a few minutes today and do this really interesting case study we're doing today. So before we dive deep into that kind of stuff, let's refresh people what we got going on. Another reminder, DME is coming up rather quickly. I did buy my airline tickets just yesterday, so I'll be down there with Nathan, presenting, talking, and all that good stuff. Can you share a little bit? Yeah,
for sure. So as of today, you've got 2 weeks left for early bird tickets. So if you want to save $200, maybe you don't, that's fine. But if you want to save $200, make sure you go grab your ticket. So check this out. I put on there it is, my battle sweatshirt.
For those who may not know what that means, that's
just a reminder. In case people miss that. I know we've had a lot of people sign up for that, which is great.
Yep.
We do have some more space for that, but you do need to register. It's included with your ticket, but make sure you register for that the night before the conference at axe throwing tournament. You can either compete or you can just watch. And somebody's gonna walk away being the DME axe throwing champion. So we're excited to put that on.
That's awesome. So another thing that's going on, we're finalizing the date for our next 5-week course, which I believe we're except for the first week in May, the first Tuesday. You can go to the JKP Holdings advanced education part, which that's a 5-week intensive learning cycle where where we talk about breaking down assets, breaking down tapes, breaking down all this good stuff that you knew what you need to do when you first look at tape. Then we dive into understanding the whole note math, we call it, where you're breaking down, some for yield, some for this, and being able to check a seller's information, but also to make offers on performing partials and whatnot. And then we get into deep building a non-performing bid calculator, which most people don't have. They bid based off of UPB or yield. We explain why that's a dangerous thought process. So we build out. We actually spend 2 weeks building. You're gonna have homework, you're gonna have assignments, you have tasks to do. We have a couple great reviews of people who've taken this course before. It is for those who have some experience, but want to build up their levels of knowledge and understanding of what this space is and how to do it in a professional manner.
Yeah, and the importance of education can't be overstated in this. This is not real estate. It's not the same thing. Even though you flip some houses, you've owned some rentals, it's not the same thing. You have to learn how to do this differently, and which is fine. A lot of people come from a real estate background, myself included, but it's a different game. So you got to learn the rules to this new game because it's a different thing.
Absolutely. So I'm glad that we also run due diligence in there too. So from start of having a asset, coming up with a bid number, what kind of due diligence do you do before? Once the seller says yes to the agreement of the bid, was due diligence afterwards? All that is part of what we're talking about in this course. And it's a weekly live session. So definitely take a look at it. If you have questions, email one of us and we'll provide everything over to you.
That's been a lot of fun putting on for us. I know I've enjoyed it, and I feel like just collaborating. I mean, every time you collaborate with somebody, you learn something new, and so I feel like that's been true this time as well.
Absolutely. So for those people who know the basics, know the difference between a mortgage and know what a servicer is, and really want to dive into it, we can't stress enough that if you're buying a performing note, don't count on continue to perform for life because it may default. So you need to make sure you have both sides covered. Additionally, we also have, we go through with the collective group of what kind of hurdles you go through, and we want you to come back every week with issues, concerns, problems. So we encourage you guys to stay involved and watch it, get a look of it. Is a 10-week part of it, and that's for those people who want to take the next step afterwards. How do you find sources and things like that? So it's additional 5 weeks, but this one's gonna be our first 5 weeks. And then we'll run the second 5 weeks at different time. So feel free to reach out to us. Any questions? And for those who are about to ask this question, I know we always get it every week. This is recorded. This will be on YouTube. This will be on our podcast. You won't be able to see everything, of course, on the podcast, but it will be recorded and it will be there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So tune in now, tune in later, watch it over again, whatever.
I did get an email the other day asking, are you guys buying things? Yes, we are, right?
Yes.
But what we're doing is a little different than we did in the past, right? Everyone ran for hedge funds, everyone ran for banks. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when we're buying early on, it was easy to buy 6, 7, 8% notes, right? But if you're now buying assets that were created in 2018, 2019, 20, you get 3, 4%, it's extremely difficult to even make a profit on that because you have to discount it a lot, and the sellers probably won't take the offer.
Right. So
we're branching in, and as I'm sure those who've been tuning in to our bi-week webinar, we're doing a lot of stuff with owner finance and bridging this gap, which is also collected back to the DME. We're going to have owner finance people there attending. And if you're an owner finance person, you're going to have note buyers. So yeah, sometimes why do you care? It really is because when you're connecting the two of these two, we can help each other.
Absolutely.
Right? And no, we're dealing with loans at 9, 10, 11, 12 yield origination interest rates. And to get that up to a 13, a 14, 15 isn't that much of a discount.
Right.
So you're going to be able to snag these things. And we're connecting the bridge. These people don't know about note buyers and vice versa. So it's going to be awesome. Our coming webinars as well as the DME. So I encourage you guys to join both.
Yeah. And nothing like meeting people in person. It makes such a difference. So get there. Yeah.
Yes.
Looking them in the eye, going and grabbing food together, whatever like that. It makes such a difference.
Absolutely.
Cannot be overstated. So make sure you get there.
So this week's a little bit different. We are not having guest hosts. So those who look forward to that, we are not. We are having some awesome upcoming webinars. We're working on connecting an RMLO and an underwriter to come on and tell us what that means. Why did note buyers care about that stuff? When you're dealing with owner finance, our underwriter and RMLO for owner occupied properties is required, right? It's a Dodd-Frank regulation. So we wanted to bring those people on, explain what that means, share a little bit more about their roles, and to understand what we do if a situation doesn't have them, right?
Yeah, it's been fascinating for us as we've met and talked with other seller finance people. Either they're not aware, or they don't care, or they don't understand how important it is. And so we're trying to make sure that everyone understands what exactly it means, why you need this, and why you should be doing it. And it's hugely important. Hopefully we can spread that message.
Yeah, we're struggling with the fact of having these people understand that this is required. For those who we've been buying bank loans, they're all regulated already. So it's not a big deal. It's the owner finance notes. And if you guys are listening, this is a no-no. Who go to a borrower, find a borrower, ask them for 10% down, write up a contract, and go with it. That's a no-no. Like, you can't do that. Dodd-Frank regulates the fact that if that's owner occupied, you can't just take their money and run with it. However, if it's performing forever and it completely performing no finalized after 30 years, you may never get caught.
Yeah.
But when if and when it defaults, you're going to have a lot of issues. So on top of that, and also in May, we'll be having Jeff Watson join us. So a lot of cool stuff coming up in the coming weeks with this idea. Yeah. So we're going to dive into this. We did a webinar presentation about this in Paper Source last year, but we expanded it for those who may never heard of it or saw it. It's our presentation on actually our past deals, numbers, data points, case studies, right? So we're excited. I'm expecting others to be excited too. This is an awesome situation to see what we saw, what we did, what kind of issues we ran into, and other things like that. So let's jump into this. Can you, Nathan's going to run the presentation, the PowerPoint for me. So let me switch.
Things we've learned as we've gone along and why it's important, all those kinds of things. All right, my screen up there.
We are bringing it up. Yes.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, this is a fun one to put together. I had initially put it together, and then Dave and I worked on this together. It's kind of a fun one. Who's on first?
Yeah.
So we'll get into this. First things first, we got to watch a little video clip.
On our team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third. That's what I want to find out, the guy's name. That's what I want to find out, the guy's name. I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third. You know to be a manager of the baseball team? Yeah. You know the guy's name? Oh, I should. Well, you tell me the guy's name on the baseball team. I say who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third. You ain't saying nothing to me yet. Go ahead and tell me. Not yet, go ahead and tell me. Who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third. You know the guy's name on the baseball team? Well, go ahead. Who's on first? Yeah. I mean the guy's name. Who? The guy playing first. Who? The guy playing first base. Who? The guy playing first base. Who is on first? Why are you asking me? I don't know. I'm asking you who's on first. That's great. Well, go ahead and tell me. Who? The guy on first. That's it. That's great. You know the guy's name on first base? Tell me the guy's name on first base. Who?
So those, I'm sure, are enjoying this if you've heard the skit before.
I'm not asking you who's on second. Who's on first? One base at a time. Don't mix up. I'm not mixing up anybody. Now, what's the guy's name on first base? No, one is on second. I'm not asking you who's on second. Who is on first? I don't know. He's on third. We're not talking. Whoa. How did I get on third base? You mentioned his name. I mentioned his name. Yeah. I don't know anybody's name on the team. How could I mention a guy's name? You did. You just mentioned it. All right. What's